We would like to take a moment at the end of this gathering to describe to you the viewpoint that all of us have of you here on planet Earth. Your planet, you. We'd just like to give you a bird's eye view of what's going on here. You live on the leading edge, which is the most sought after creative environment, because it's an environment where even while you're mastering it, even before you master it, there's so much potential for satisfaction. But it is the sought after creative environment because it's just logical that thoughts come to more and more creative conclusions. Because every one of you has an inner being, and because of the balance of your planet, and because resistant ones are croaking and reemerging into non-physical, and because new non-resistant ones are being born, and because the animal vibrational content is one of pure positive energy, the balance of your planet is so much more that of well-being than that of not well-being, that it's not even a discussion that you need to have. But you know, humans can take one little thing that's bothering them when there are lots of positive aspects, and they can take that one little thing that bothers them and they can use that as their reason to pinch themselves off from all of this other resource. But even if you do that, even if all of you were to decide at one time, which is completely illogical, that you were going to find a reason to all pinch yourself off all at once, still the resources of non-physical that are flowing forward assure well-being on this planet in this leading edge environment of creation. It's just a sure thing. We want to say to you, you don't have anything to worry about, but the things that you find that you use to worry about are the excuses that you use to pinch yourself off from the energy that is what you're all reaching for, and then you come to the flawed conclusion because of misunderstood circumstantial evidence that things are not going well. Things have never been better, and here's why. The contrast causes you to ask. More of you are listening now than ever before. More of you are rising to the vibrational frequency. There's more joy being experienced by more humans on planet Earth today than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, certainly 100 years ago, 200 years ago. It's getting better and better. It is not getting worse and worse. So we know how easy it is for you all to, instead of getting hold of this knowledge of well-being and focusing upon the positive aspects and looking for things to be satisfied, we understand how easy it is for you to find something that's wrong and push hard against it, believing that that is your great service to the world. But it is only a service as long as it gives birth to something in the vortex, and you are all doing that no matter what. So we're not asking you to be complacent about this. We're asking you to be very focused about it. We're not asking you to say, oh, all is well and therefore I don't have to think, because you have to think yourself into satisfaction. We're just assuring you that if you don't do it, everything is not going to be destroyed. We just want you to know that the well-being is dominant, and that as you reach for feelings of satisfaction, you will make that difference. And that's much of what you've been receiving. That is the big picture in all of this. Humans think that action is required, and action is a delicious part of being alive on planet Earth. Action matters a lot. It feels really good to act. But when you act from your alignment, that is action that is satisfying and productive. When you act under the influence of something else, not so much. We know that words don't teach, and that these words of reassurance might not be ringing quite true to some of you who've been worried about a lot of things. But we also want to remind you that we've got the big picture, and that we've seen you coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. And in every bit of all of that, you know what our attention has always been upon? You know what the eyes of source energy have always been upon? Not the reality that you're living in any moment, but the vibrational reality that you've created. Because the vibrational reality that you've created is going to be, because the resistant ones among you are going to croak. And the new generation is going to come in and live the dream that you've put into the vortex. It cannot be otherwise than getting better and better and better and better and better. The momentum of the well-being of this planet is huge in comparison with the pinching off of it. You just have to decide how eager and willing you are to get into alignment with the well-being. And the answer to that is, what satisfying thought can I find right now? What is it? Does it have to be a great big thought that I can't even get my thoughts around? Or can I just enjoy that bug crawling across that log right now? It's so much easier than you've been letting it be. We have such appreciation for you being here in this room, being here in these bodies, being here on this planet. You're getting it mostly right in the sense that you can't help it. Contrast keeps causing you to become more. But today we think that you've come to a place where maybe you've decided with a little more determination than ever before that you're going to be aware of whether you're in the receiving mode of the well-being that you've put into this vortex or not. If you could just release your sense of responsibility to the world and let your responsibility be to your connection with Source right here and now, you would solve all problems. For a minute, and then you'd stir more up. And that's a good thing, because the contrast is what keeps us all moving forward. The contrast is what puts the eternalness in eternity. The contrast is what assures the wholeness and the foreverness of that which we are. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain stubbornly, joyously, interestedly in your vortex.